Frederick J. or just Fred Dukes, aka The Blob. First appearance X-Men number 3 in January of 1964. Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis feogrande on YouTube, back with another episode of the Whatever We Want podcast. And as usual, I am not alone. I am joined by my co-host and running mate, one of my best friends in the world, he who bears watching, Superjaz.
Bro, we did this before, man. Who is that guy?
You.
You? Me?
Yes.
Superjaz.
Yeah.
I can't be Superjaz. Superjaz is a piece of shit. I mean, anyway. And
Like
nature. Well, I'm waiting
Like
for the push.
you. Yeah, there it is. Anyway. Yeah, rim shot, I'm guessing. Because I'm sorry.
Oh, it delayed the shit. Anyway, yeah. As he said, which is truthful. Yes, I am Superjaz. You can call me Jazz, SJJT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where, as I always say, we talk about whatever we want. We do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
Yes, and he is sometimes referred to as Pete on this show because he has said it.
Yeah, sometimes.
Money.
Anyhow, yes, Wednesday. And here we are 2 days, no, 3, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3 days removed from a game wherein the St. Louis Battlehawks have either
we go with the
clinched being in the playoffs or been blown up in front of and humiliated on national television. One of the two. We've either clinched being in the playoffs or we lost. And we got to try one more this coming Sunday. Filming in advance, kind of hard to say that, but we've been doing good this season. Still selling. We aren't selling out our dome, but we're still got like twice as many more as people who are selling out, like fans in the crowd. Because I think the Defenders, who I was talking shit on in a previous episode because of their beer snake, I think they actually did sell out their arena, but that caps out at like 18,000 for that particular arena they gave their team. We still 30,000 plus. I think we had like 35,000 last week. So we still have like double the amount of fans that show up, even if they don't quote unquote sell it out. Also, we sell out all the tickets that are available. They just haven't opened up the whole dome yet.
Anyhow. It's like when you play somebody in poker that's got more money than you, but you go all in with the little bit you got. So you're like, I went all in with $5, and the person you're playing has 50.
Yeah.
So it sounds, I get what you mean. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But, the last 3 games of the season, last week, this week, well, the last 2 weeks, I suppose, and then this upcoming Sunday, are all home games in St. Louis. And it's fucking crazy. It's loud on those games, at least as far as TV tells me. Unfortunately, I don't live in St. Louis, so people are like, oh, you call yourself a fan. When's the last time you went to a Battlehawks game? I couldn't. The one time they played Orlando this season, it was in St. Louis. So
I was gonna say you easily could. I mean, what? You can't make the 15, 16, 20-hour drive and then come see a game and then go back in time for work? Jeez.
No, because I don't have a car.
You can't take the slide down, watch a game, and go back?
Yeah, that's too much money. Anyway.
You're not going to walk?
No. No, I am not.
You'll be walking for like a whole goddamn week plus. Fuck that.
Pretty much.
You fucking like walk like me or Ibn's like doorstep and they just pass out. Anyway.
I'm not sure if I said this on a previous episode, but the DC Defenders, the best team in the league, who only has one loss, actually got their loss to a team that had no wins at the time. An undefeated team lost to a winless team, and I think that's hilarious. Although Orlando might have won last night, I don't remember, or Saturday, whatever. Orlando might have won. We'll see. I don't remember, but Orlando doesn't have a good team in the XFL. Meanwhile, in other sports you might recognize, basketball, playoff time.
Other sports you might recognize. Who are you? Other sports you might recognize. What the hell?
Well, I mean, you don't know that much about the XFL, but you do know some things about the NBA. Like if I were to say AJ McCarron, you don't know who the fuck that is.
I heard the name of it.
Yeah,
but that's because you mentioned it before.
Yeah, but if I were to say Steph Curry, LeBron James,
well, everybody knows those people.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. It's sports that they might recognize stuff from the NBA. So
it's like some names you know, like everybody knows LeBron James, everybody knows Steph Curry, everybody knows Tom Brady. It's like you just know these names.
Yeah, you do. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the NFL. NFL's not for another few months. We're talking the NBA. Tom Brady's not an NBA name.
We don't need to talk about Tom Brady right now.
No.
So there's no reason to bring up the name Tom Brady.
You're the one who brought him up.
No, you're right. You're right. I brought up Tom Brady in this conversation. It had nothing to do with Tom Brady, so there's no need to say the name Tom Brady.
I understand that he's your favorite player, Jazz. That's not what we're here to talk about. That's not what we're here to talk about, Jazz. You're going to have to fawn over him some other time.
Fawn over him?
NBA.
To be fair, somebody did say on my Facebook, it's like, 80 for Brady was actually really cute. You mouthed to something, but I don't know if I'm over here calling your bluff thinking you actually didn't want to say it. Apparently, I don't know him very well.
No.
I'm not
someone at my job said that too. Some older lady, she was like, I'm happy I saw 80 for Brady. I'm like,
if now would you hissing like a house cat? No, if I'm not mistaken, the person who posted it on my timeline was some older white woman. So who was the target audience for that movie?
Same. What I was just talking about. Target audience. So good for them, I suppose. But no.
Off me trolling you about Tom Brady.
No.
You were saying about
who you got winning the championship, Jazz, in the NBA. The playoffs started this weekend. Who you got?
You could go ahead and like input the names here in the editing. I believe that the bout tested against the
insert good team here.
And
no, it's not the championship game. We got some teams. I can give you the teams, and you just tell me who you think's making it.
I believe the bout contested against the
visiting team
versus the
home team
will prove very fruitful and may the best competitor move on to continue in the championships in the next game, one step closer to the championship bout. But if the
rival team
versus the
other team
does not last as long as hopeful, well, at least if the fans don't win, then at least the people who need to move on do, and therefore the next game turns out to be better suited for our eyes.
So there's 8 teams on each side in the playoffs. There's like 16 teams that go.
It's gonna be funny.
Just started.
Because then it's gonna be. I would love to go look at Jackass hold his mouth open. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, so the playoffs has like 16. There's like 16 teams in the playoffs. Not exactly sure which teams you were alluding to. The visiting. Oh, never mind. I got it.
Not sure which teams I was alluding to. You mean I was talking about the
Lake Show.
and the
Suns.
and the
Grizzly.
and the
Clippers.
and possibly the
Warriors.
and then of course there's the
Are you really going to try to do this?
and then
Sixers.
and we can't forget the
Bucks.
yeah.
Oh my god. You're a fucking idiot.
I listed all 8 teams. What are you talking about? I listed all 8 of them. You almost don't even have to tell me. I listed every single one. Should I go back down the list in reverse order that I just said it? The reverse order would be... No,
You shut your damn mouth. Shut your damn mouth. Oh!
I know. I've said too much, no.
Yeah.
I didn't say shit.
Yeah. In other news, so yes. By the way, we just kind of skipped over the NBA playoff talk with that whole ordeal. But yes, some teams made it. I think that the finals is going to be between the Suns coming out of the West and someone coming out of the East. Doesn't matter. But as long as it's not the Celtics, I'll be happy. Unfortunately, it looks like they're one of the stronger teams this year because, of course, they are. Boston doesn't know what it's like to have a bad sports season. But as long as the Celtics lose, I'll be happy with whoever wins. It's a real easy fix this year. Because last year I had a few teams that didn't want to win, and this still may change by the end of the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. What won't change, but when I say it might change, I mean I might have another team aside from Boston, or rather along with Boston. I will always root for Boston to lose in the playoffs.
So do you just by default not like Larry Bird by default because he's Boston?
No, it's not. I don't have the same sheer and utter hatred for the Celtics that I have for the Patriots. But I'm not a Boston Celtics fan, and I always root against them. Huh?
But you do like, yay, Larry Bird.
I didn't watch when he was playing. I respect him for how great he was, and that's about it.
You might have been alive, but you would have been like fucking 2.
Yeah. Back when Larry Bird would have been on TV and in Space Jam, I had no reason not to like him because I didn't watch sports. So I probably did say yay Larry Bird if you're going to try to like quote me on something or some shit from back in the past.
Saying how old you
but like I said, I'll put it this way. I have gone on this show and stated I'm never dating a Patriots fan.
That shit's crazy.
I didn't say I'm never dating a Celtics fan or a Red Sox fan or any of those. That said, if they are a Celtics fan or Red Sox fans, there's a 99% chance they are a Patriots fan, so it would still apply. But that's neither here nor there.
Woman of your motherfucking dreams checks every...
Clearly she's not. She's a Patriots fan.
Why in the hell does anything as far as romantic interests and goals in life have to deal with who the hell she roots for?
Because I don't want to end up rooting for the Patriots.
What does that have to do with anything else?
I don't like the team.
Bruh, this is a sports thing.
It's a very simple thing. It's not like I'm trying to say I'm never dating anybody with like blue eyes. Or I'm never dating anybody who's like...
You somehow took something superficial, like not dating someone with blue eyes, and went more superficial than that. You took something that didn't matter and found something that mattered less.
It matters to me.
We were like, you're right. You didn't say I'm not dating someone who's under 5 foot.
No,
you're right.
I didn't.
You somehow took something that mattered even less than that, and that don't matter one shit.
I'd argue that if someone did have a problem with height differences, it would matter more.
Well, as a guy who is 5'7", which is slightly shorter than average for dudes, not short,
we're short.
Shorter than average. Yo, you're right. I get it. Yes, that's true. Yes, it is kind of dumb when somebody says that, but at the same time, if you have a preference, you have a preference.
No. I'm saying it can matter because let's say you have like a 2-foot difference between people, and the taller one's got a written down, and they don't want to have the back problems that come from a lifetime of bending down to hug and or kiss said spouse. Okay, I could see them not wanting a 2-foot difference, like a 7-footer with a 5-footer. Maybe not. But aside from that, no, it doesn't matter. But that's more of a reason for it to matter. That makes it more of a legit reason than what I was saying.
Like I was saying, this woman with this hourglass figure who's like thick with 2 C's has like the best conversation you'd have ever had in your life.
It's not all about appearance, Chad.
No, I'm talking about the way of dream.
I know you said personality too. So
best conversation you ever had in your life. Super smart, independent, but at the same time, she understands when she needs you in your life, gives you your space, and you give her hers. You all compliment each other on every aspect that you never thought you even fucking could. She likes fighting games. Oh shit. Likes anime.
Yeah.
She loves X-Men.
Okay.
But she just happens to like the Patriots. She doesn't even love the Patriots. She doesn't even love them. She just likes the Patriots.
Damn. Unfortunate.
What the fuck is wrong?
Damn. Unfortunate.
Really?
Well, like someone said, someone told me, like, he was like, hey, what if you get, because he had a similar situation with his whole scenario, and then, you guys get engaged and all this stuff, because you guys clicked on so many levels, and then you find out later, there it is. She's a Patriots fan. You're just going to throw away all that stuff. I'm like, it won't get that far. I won't get to know this person on that deep of an emotional connection because the door would be closed within like week 1 when you find out Patriots fan. We can still be friends. And I'll be like, damn, one that got away, type shit. But
got away, dumbass. The one that got away is usually like, oh, I was too afraid to ask her out, or it got down to it and she had to like move away for a job or like
she had a bigger love than me.
You over here, she got away just because she liked a sports team.
1 out of the 80,000 sports teams on the planet. Like I said, it wasn't like I said every sports team in Boston. It's not like I said every sports team in Boston. I just said that, if she does like one of the other Boston sports teams, there's a high chance she's going to do it. Look, as hypocritical as people think I am, I don't consider myself a hypocrite. And for me to go on such a fucking pedestal my entire life about I don't like this team and end up rooting for this team, that is some of the most hypocritical fucking low-down shit ever.
What? One of y'all bonding moments could be, oh shit, the Patriots are playing, the Panthers or whatever. Oh fuck. Oh, your team gonna lose, babe. I don't know, baby. We'll see.
That's not how it works.
And now y'all bond because you like, ooh, in your face. Whoever's team loses has to clean. Hell,
it's not even so much like a rivalry thing. It's not like, oh, I'm never gonna think the rival. Like, there's 31 other fucking NFL teams, Jazz. There's 31 other teams, and 3 of those teams are in the same division as my team. And I'm not a fan of any of those. Well, maybe not the Buccaneers, as long as Brady's there.
You know how many women out there that are truly compatible with one person, or how many people are like the quote unquote soulmate thing, if we believe in that?
Well, none, because it doesn't exist.
Well, I mean, that's a whole different fucking argument. But like, I don't know if I truly believe what you said. I don't know. Anyway.
No, you can bond with somebody, but the whole there's only one person out there for you, and the stars have to meet, and then you guys finally met. No, I think there's a rare amount of people. Let's say you can have that chance encounter with this soulmate, but there's technically like, for just a smaller sample size, like 5 other people that also fall into that criteria that you could have met.
Well, that's why if you noticed just now when I said it, I said, you know how many people are out there that will meet the requirements and are matching with you. I didn't just say there's one. I said not that many.
Yeah, I guess my argument would be more soul clan as opposed to soul mate.
I don't think it's just like, I don't think it's just one person for one person. I think it's like we have people depending on point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like I said, as opposed to a soul mate, you guys are part of the same soul clan. You found the soul clan. Well, I don't want to say clan.
Okay, so we agree on that. But basically, what I'm saying is, if she's like fucking the fucking leader of said clan, like fucking like sensei type shit, and then your ass over here fucking talk about everything was perfect. So basically, what I'm saying is, if it was the same woman that I described a few minutes ago. And then we leave off the Patriots thing.
Oh man!
You be like, hey, let's run off into the sunset.
Hey, pretty girl, what's your name? Where are you from? Something. I'm not T-Pain, but you go know me, etc. Let me buy you a drink.
What about? I know. I heard you.
I realized as I was saying it, I do a lot less words of this song than I thought I did.
Hey, we say, hey, pretty girl, what's your name? Let me buy you I'm T-Pain.
Oh, he says, let me buy you a drink earlier before the chorus. Okay, that's why I was like, etc.
I'm T-Pain, you know me. Talk to you, Nebby Bowl, whatever. Anyway, shout out to the 2000s. What was I going to say though? Let's say it's the same woman I described. She's not a Patriots fan by any means because she doesn't necessarily really even care about sports, right? Okay. Let's say she don't care about sports so much to the point where it is weirdly possible she's never even heard of Tom Brady, because it is a thing that could happen if you are that removed from shit sometimes, right? Y'all meet, everything works out. You about to have a kid. What do you want to name him? Ironically, Thomas Brady Ellis.
No.
But baby, why not? My grandfather's name was Thomas Brady. Both my grandfathers on my mom's side was Thomas, and then my dad's side was Brady.
Too bad. One of those names got to go.
What if she said Brom Tatey?
Brom Tatey? Brom Tatey?
You know what was funny was watching your face as you realized how stupid when I just you were like Brom.
Took a second to like process. Like, did I just hear that? I did. Brom Tatey. Yeah, nah. It's simple. Marriage is about compromise. Compromise.
Okay.
I'm willing to compromise on a lot of things. But when I do say that, we all know marriage is about compromise. But by compromise, they mean the man's got to give up everything he likes because he likes what the woman likes now. Which, again, is why I don't want it to be a Patriots fan. Because I have to give up what I like and now root for this team. I refuse.
What if she says, y'all have 2 kids and she wants to name this one Thomas and this one Brady?
Depends.
So you could just call him Brady Thomas. You ain't got to say Brady. You can say Brady Thomas. You ain't got to say Thomas Brady or Tom Brady. Or you could.
All right, Jess, no one's going to do this that isn't a Tom Brady fan.
This is facts. Well, the odds of somebody naming their kids this shit and not knowing who the fuck Tom Brady is.
Yeah, that is never going to happen. That is never going to happen.
Okay. Let's say I have a child, right? I meet the love of my life. I have a child, and I'm not the biggest football fan or whatever, so I wouldn't care that much. But let's say I have a child, and we end up naming the kid, and then I say, "Hey, man, meet your nephew, dude." And of course, you love him. Oh, it's like, yeah, what's his name? Thomas Brady Tucker. What'd you go? What, my kid? Fuck this baby. Yeah. The second I take his name.
No. I can separate the fact that they're different people. And if you want to name your kid after your favorite player, that's on you. But, and I will respectfully disagree. Like I said, I can be friends with Patriots fans. It's not like someone says they're a Patriots fan. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to talk to you ever the fuck again. What? No, that's weird. Why would you do that?
You will respectfully disagree with the name of my child. What kind of statement is that? I will respectfully disagree with the name of my offspring.
No, just the more so the concept that, let me name this after my favorite football player, and it's happening to be Tom Brady. But
it's like it's Thomas Brady or Tom Tucker. Now, see, that just sounds stupid.
Tom Tucker, the Family Guy character.
That sounds like I named him after that shit. But no,
actually, that's probably what people will end up thinking. They wouldn't even realize that the middle name is Brady. So you name him Tom Brady Tucker, but people don't think about the middle name. It's just like Tom Tucker, like the Family Guy character.
Like no. This is your new nephew, P. His name is Brown Tatey Tucker.
Brown Tatey Tucker. I wouldn't tell you the name was stupid to your face if the baby was already born, but I'm telling you now because I've already said it. I wouldn't tell you the baby's name was stupid to your face because the baby would have been born at that point, and that's the baby's name. And I'm not going to insult your baby's name, to you because that's what you chose.
Especially in front of the baby, right?
Yeah, and Braum can be a name. I've seen people named Braum.
Stoker.
Bram Stoker. That's the Dracula guy? Okay, yeah. I've seen characters as well named Braum with an M. Obviously, we've seen Braun Strowman, but no, Braum. I've seen characters named that as well. So it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, but then you go with the middle name Tatey. It's like, oh, I know what you're doing, but I'm not going to call you out. I'm going to be like, Braum. All right.
It's like, yeah, this is my other son, Jaiko Maxon.
Jaiko Maxon.
Like, okay, Jazz, we need to talk. We need to talk. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Jaiko. That is. Surprised I've not met a Jaiko yet. Just because.
I'm glad.
All the kinds of names that are out there that people be having, I could be like, yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's a strange one. So anyway, the NBA final.
Oh yeah, NBA playoffs. Well, I know you've got the visiting team beating the home team, and that's cool. But
hopefully we'll beat the.
Oh my God! Stop, please. Anyway.
That's funny because if you do decide to edit that shit, that is a lot of just dumbass work. And if you don't, like I said, if you don't edit, I just look like a jackass.
I don't know. We don't pay the guy enough. We'll see what he does. But
anyway.
Yeah, NBA playoffs should be fun. I'm hoping. I think it'd be funny if somehow, by some miracle, there's only I'd give a 5% chance of it happening. But if the Lakers win this championship, I'm going to laugh my ass off. Because I know that it's still going to turn out. Because I want to see just what else people are saying now. If in year 20, somehow this motherfucker sets the all-time league scoring record. Like, I got more points than anybody who's ever played this game, and I won my 5th championship in the 20th year that I'm playing. Do you still not think I'm good at basketball?
Really hasn't been playing for that long, hasn't he?
Yeah, this is year 20 for LeBron. And he's in the playoffs. They barely made it in, but they made it in. They started the season like 2-12 and fought their way back to the 7th seed.
I was gonna say, is there anybody like the next crossover basketball star after him? But I forgot the next crossover star is playing in the league now with his ass, Steph Curry. So.
Oh, Mike Greenberg already. ESPN, I think it's Greenberg. Greeny is his nickname. He already started the narrative on Pat McAfee's show where if Steph wins his 5th championship this year, because Golden State obviously is in the playoffs again, they always get slept on, and I would not be surprised at all if they just win it again, because we do this every year with this team. Despite the fact that they never change the fucking team. Every other team that wins, they get rid of like 3 or 4 players. But the fucking Warriors keep the same fucking team. And we still the next year are like, I don't think they're going to make it this time. So I will never count them out because they've already won like 5 times. And they got the same team from last year, which won the championship. So, what are we talking about? Anyway, but he's like, if Steph Curry wins his 5th championship, then does that mean that this whole time it was actually Steph Curry's era and not LeBron James's? In other words, if Steph Curry wins his 5th championship, which means he'll have one more championship than LeBron, does that mean everything LeBron did didn't matter? And actually, Steph Curry's been the best player this whole time. And I'm like,
that is a weird ass way to move the damn goalposts.
I like at that point, it literally becomes only about championships. Nothing you do in the NBA. If that were to be the case, then nothing you do in the NBA matters whatsoever. If you didn't win a championship,
I mean, that's
and
like
I don't
saying
think that's right. Or if you didn't win 6 of them. Because
I was saying that's like saying, and obviously it's predetermined, but that's like saying Roddy Piper couldn't have been that crazy because he never won the main title. It's like, what the fuck? Because you know Roddy Piper is like notoriously one of the greatest wrestlers that never won the main title. And that's like saying like
I didn't know he never won the main title, but
yeah, he's notorious. He's like one of the greatest wrestlers that never won the top championship. No, and it's like the whole point is some people even say Piper's career is even more iconic because he got so great without winning the main title.
I think that's what Cody's trying to go for. We'll get into that in a second. Anyway, We'll stick with the NBA. We can go to the other thing. I'll just wrap up the NBA talk. But some people are like, some people are like, that's a little far to say. But then I also did see some people, ESPN, like, well, when you think about it, it went from Michael Jordan to Kobe. And we thought it went from Kobe to LeBron. But, a lot of the time LeBron's been here. Steph has also been here. So, and Steph revolutionized the game. He changed the way kids play. He did all this. And I'm like, we're really about to invalidate this man's whole career because Steph wins a 5th championship. Okay.
Steph wasn't here the whole time LeBron was.
But by the time it stopped being Kobe's era, Steph was in the league. And that's what he's saying. When it would have gone from Kobe to LeBron, Curry was still in the league, and a lot of those championships LeBron lost. He lost to Curry.
Like I didn't know.
So is this actually Curry's era?
Like I'm a casual football fan, and then I'm even more of a casual basketball fan. So I don't have as much of a horse in this race as I could, but it did go to LeBron. LeBron was like the fucking man for a long time until the Steph Curry popped up.
But
like I said,
if Curry got his 5th ring,
that's some goalpost moving.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, a lot of people say, like I said, it is predetermined. So it is already, mapped out and all that shit in the back. It's not left up to chance. Okay. I mean, all right, cool. But like I said, one of the things is that Piper is considered one of the best wrestlers to ever do it that didn't win the main title, if not the best. And that's like some people even say that it makes him, in a sense, a little bit crazier because
and
didn't win the main title to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, Barkley never won a title. Are we just going to say Barkley shouldn't have done anything in the NBA? No, that's stupid.
That's like saying that nothing, like you said, it's like saying nothing matters in any sport or sport entertainment for that matter.
Yeah.
Just because
Dan Marino, football, never won a championship, but he had records for a long time. He clearly was a good player. He just didn't win the championship in a team sport. It's like,
I mean, shit. Look how long Leonardo DiCaprio was like the one best actor ever that didn't get an Oscar until he finally got one for Revenant.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one thing everybody was saying was, oh, here go another year. Leo should be nominated and win. He's not going to. But everybody would not deny that Leonardo DiCaprio was amazing. So until he finally won, I guess Leonardo DiCaprio was just meh until he finally won the Oscar. Yeah, so that's silly.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, sure, whatever. But no, you mentioned the Piper thing, and we haven't really talked on camera since WrestleMania. Where adrenaline left the soul, Roman Reigns beat Cody Rhodes. Whoa.
Shout out to some people. Here we go. Just saying.
Huh?
I'm letting our viewers know there's gonna be some modern day wrestling talk. So.
Oh well, yeah. So yeah, Cody lost after all the momentum and all the stuff that he was doing. Finished the story. Now the story continues. Cody gets bodied. And I think that is his thing. And after he lost, I started to think that. And the way you mentioned the Roddy Piper thing right now, I was like, and there's a motive. I think he's just going for his career ending. I think he deep down knows he's not that guy. You know what I mean?
But I mean, why wouldn't he be? Make it argument.
But I'm saying, whether or not it's true, that's the knowledge he knows, is that he's not that guy. Because I can't understand how he can do this same story so many times of going to a place, look how big I am, I'm the American Nightmare, yeah, got it. But he never wins the big one, regardless of the company he goes to. It's not even like just a WWE hates the Rhodes family thing. And because he didn't win the big one in New Japan, instead he built himself up real big and lost, and was like, fine, I'll make my own company with blackjack and hookers. And
I didn't know he was in New Japan for a minute.
Yeah, he did that before AEW. That's how he did a lot of wrestling over there, but he didn't win the big one there. Then he has AEW, and the tell we all should have known is when he, in the company he created, banned himself from winning the main title. We should have known right there.
So you think that he feels that
maybe he does, he doesn't know he's the right guy is the wrong way to put it, but there's something about him that's like, I'm gonna aim for being that biggest star that never wins the big one thing, and keep showing, if anything, he could do it for, let's not say he doesn't think he can be that guy, but he's trying to show that you don't have to be the champion guy to be the superstar or over guy that's face of the company level. You can be a face of the company level without winning the championship. And that's maybe what he's trying to show, because he keeps doing this.
If it wasn't for something that he said in an interview, I would not fully think that would be a possibility, what you just said. But he said something in an interview, it might have been Ariel Helwani. He said something in the interview that I was like, Either that is an amazing fucking cop-out, or you are big braining some shit that I would have never even gone that far with it. Remember when he was in AEW and everybody wanted him to turn heel, and he wouldn't turn heel, and he was like, he's like, I won't turn. And it was this whole thing of him teasing like he was gonna turn, and he wouldn't, and the fans wanted him to turn. It was like, why won't he turn on this shit, right? So then years later, I see him in an interview like a few weeks ago, and he was saying that I was heel in AEW. He said, if the fans wanted me to turn heel, then what would be the biggest heel move to do? Not turn. And he was like, maybe that was a little too nuanced for people to get, and I'm thinking, either you big brain the fuck out of that shit, or that is the biggest fucking revisionist history ass cop out I've ever heard.
I'm gonna go with the latter.
But what I'm saying is, for him saying some shit like that, then maybe what you say could be possible if he did big brain and like super genius think that shit up and was like, they want me to turn heel. If I don't turn heel, then therefore I'm heel. So maybe for him, it's like, we're gonna keep teetering on the edge, but if I never get it,
now
then I can star without having to be top. I can be top guy without looking like it. So I'm a top guy, but I don't look like a top guy. It's like,
yeah, the heel thing. Now, what I will give him out of that statement is heels don't always believe themselves to be heels. In fact, I saw a match recently, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, bad guy Razor Ramon, where he was the face in that match. So generally, people don't walk around actually, especially the heels. The heels don't walk around saying, I'm a heel. Look at how evil I am. Because they think they're righteous in their own head. So realistically, he has a point that he keeps going out here and doing the same thing in character. He has no reason to think that he will ever lose his values, but he's serving his heel purpose of getting boos because the fans are really pissed at him. So he gets to stay in character and true to whatever his character thinks is going on in his own little world where he's the American nightmare as opposed to the dream. He's gonna do this, which also, and again, fuck the whole he doesn't think he's that guy thing. Fuck that. That was the wrong way to put it.
I get what you mean.
It's more he's not aiming for.
He's not aiming for the championship.
He truly is not aiming for the championship. He's aiming for that almost close moment. He's the ultimate underdog, and he's going to be loved by everybody despite never winning a championship. And to be fair, once you do win it, congrats. Give it a month or two, and then they just start hating you.
Well, I was just about to say, they always say, and it's been proven, that it's always much more exciting in the chase. The chase, because I mean, look at Hangman. Hangman's run. One they did kind of play Hangman the second he won that shit. They kind of played him like he was second fiddle, which was there. But Hangman like chasing the title was exciting as shit. Hangman got the title. It was still exciting.
Man started doing death matches every other week once he had that title, and you don't beat Hangman Adam Page, baby, in a Texas death match.
But what I'm saying is Hangman's chase, there was so much more story.
I agree with you. But at least he found something. He found an identity once he had that title, and it was, I will die to defend this. Oh, you don't believe me? Here's a Texas death match.
We said that a few times. Every Hangman title like defense, the man damn near died.
And then recently Hangman beat a guy by literally hanging him. The John Moxley fight, he was like hanging him with the fucking chain at the end of it. Like, I'm not surprised that in the most recent Texas death match, Hangman hung a guy.
I haven't watched AEW in a while.
But Anyway, Cody Rhodes. I was like, maybe that's another way I was looking at this. I'm like, maybe the whole reason he's the American Nightmare as opposed to the Dream is not because he's the American Dream's son, but because he will never fucking win the big one. And that's the nightmare. The Groundhog Day-esque fight to get to the top. I'm right here at the finish line. Fuck you. Back to the bottom with you. And that's why he's the nightmare.
If you think about it, if the point is to
because he's a shattered dream. He's the whole family in one. He makes you think he's going to live the dream. The dream gets shattered in front of your eyes. Yeah. And you are in the nightmare. No, it is perfect. Because he built on his way up every time, he plays the fucking heartstrings of his dead dad and how he's going to live out the dream for his dead dad, and then the dream gets shattered like his fucking brother's move where he gets kicked in the nuts metaphorically, sometimes physically, and he goes back to the bottom, and you realize he'll never live the dream. He's in a nightmare. He's the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Actually, maybe he's genius. You know what? There we go.
Well, I was gonna say, if you think about it, if it is true what we're like alluding to, joking about, being serious about, whatever the fuck, if it is true that the whole point of him is to constantly be in the chase but never actually like cinch the title, then he will always have an amazing story because we just because think about it, if you're perpetually in the chase, then you will always have the story of the chase. Although after a while, fans, the audience, as dumb as the audience is never as dumb as we think they are. And after a while, if this motherfucker's always chasing the title and never wins, we gonna be like, okay, look, bitch,
okay.
Well,
we saw I saw the tweets after he lost. They're like 6 months from now. My dad never won the TNA Impact Championship.
Oh, he was going to every. That's funny.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what happens when they start getting bored with seeing you in their face all the time, like in AEW. All right, let's go to this next company. I'll find people who like me over there. Yeah, adrenaline, muscle, something, Cody Rhodes.
What was I gonna say?
He loses a kid.
But that's like I said though, like if all that shit that you said about him really being a nightmare for this reason and a shattered dream and all this whatever fuck, maybe Cody Rhodes is like low-key secretly a fucking wrestling genius and we just don't know. And maybe, like I say, either he big brained the fuck out of that shit or that is some amazing revisionist motherfucking history. But when he was like, yeah, I actually was heel because they wanted me to turn heel, and what better way than to not give them what they want and not turn heel, therefore making me the biggest heel. Either this motherfucker is amazing at fucking backpedaling, or this nigga's a genius. So the whole time, you hit mute.
Am I hit the mute?
There we go.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, because I was pouring water again. I didn't want it to the noise.
I couldn't believe that they didn't let him win. The main reason I couldn't believe they didn't let him win is if it had been any other day out of the 300, if it had been 364 days out the motherfucking year, whatever. This is Wrestle fucking Mania, bro. If not now, when?
Never.
This is my thing. If Roman hits his 1,000 days, which they want him to fucking do,
I figured that's the only reason they had to have done it.
That's the only reason anybody can figure. But if Roman hits his 1,000 days and then we wait until Backlash, or we even wait until fucking SummerSlam, which is the second biggest, this is fucking WrestleMania. You couldn't let him. So he wins at the second biggest, but not the biggest.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. And then I can understand if the feud had been going around sometime way outside of WrestleMania. We lasted all this time. Sammy didn't even get it, and Sammy had an amazing story within that time. And Sammy not getting it, everybody was like, "Well, Sammy didn't get it," but clearly it was because
they're giving it to Cody and stuff.
Sammy happened to be a placeholder for Cody. Okay, all right. They needed a good they needed a good story to last while Cody was injured. Once Cody rehabs and comes back, clearly Cody's going to get it. He had to wait until Cody was going to get it right away. He got derailed because his pec got fucked up. All right, it happens. Cool. They needed an amazing story to make us give a fuck until. Sorry, Sammy, you had to fall by, being a transitional storyline until. Okay, cool. Then the main motherfucking storyline happened at the fucking feud ender. And then, come on, man. So I don't.
Well, at least they gave, and maybe that's why they went ahead and went back to Cody instead of sticking with Sammy, because the plan was always for Roman to win at Mania. At which point they're like, "Oh, we built Sammy up way too much to just have him fucking lose at Mania anyway. How do we still give Sammy his moment while keeping Roman as Roman?" I know him and Kevin do the tag team thing, and so they get their moment. Sammy gets his moment of winning the tag titles with Kevin and at least weakening the Bloodline's image in something,
It still keeps Sammy and Kevin Owens doing something with the Bloodline.
Yeah. Also,
championship. Yeah.
Also, when you have a super duper indestructible faction like the Bloodline has been, I can also see it from the standpoint that doesn't just break from the top down. You got to have the cracks in the foundation. And you got to make Mr. Invincible realize, oh shit, if they're touchable now, how long before I am as well? You know what I mean? So he loses. Solo, who hadn't lost any matches, gets beat by Cody. Later that weekend, Sammy and them beat the Usos, which if Roman falls right after that, perfect. It's 1, 2, 3, so it's still technically the foundation cracks. But if they really wanted Roman to just have some time where, let's go paranoid Roman, where he actually is afraid that people can lose in his faction now, I can see them trying to stretch that out for the last 30 days, like stretch out his demise where shit's just starting to go poorly for him week after week. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he loses a match that isn't for the title before he loses the title itself.
Well, I mean, shit. Shout out to Paul Heyman, one of the best managers ever, one of the best wrestling minds. But I saw a clip of Paul Heyman on WWE's YouTube of Raw, or no, it was SmackDown. It just happened, and Paul Heyman, he did something. Speaking of Roman feeling away and how he would feel away or whatever. I think it's at Backlash. Yeah, I think it's at Backlash, but it's Kevin and Sammy are going to go against the Usos. And Paul Heyman was on the mic talking, and he was like, yeah, he's going to go against them. And he's looking at across the ring, Sammy and Kevin, rest of the Bloodline, the Usos and Solo are right next to Paul Heyman. And he's like, I got a message from the tribal chief. And he's like, the Usos are going to face you and this and that because Roman is starting to get tired of you. And he's looking at the Usos when he said Roman is getting tired of you. And I'm like, that was some slick shit.
Yeah.
Roman is starting to get fed up with the Usos.
See, that's where they're going to go. They're going to have him, his empire collapse on itself, and then finally he fall. Because that's literally the only thing you can do at this point. If you didn't have them die in a day.
One of the major ways that pretty much any empire, bigger ones to smaller ones, and this is like just a wrestling empire. One of the major ways.
Empire.
There you go.
The Roman Empire wasn't built in a day. Why should it be destroyed in one?
It wasn't built in a day because that motherfucker really went from shit to finding his footing. But no, one of the major ways that pretty much any empire falls is, like you said, from the inside. It wars within itself, which then fucks it up because everybody else who was trying to get it from the outside couldn't, but it implodes basically, and then I saw somebody in the comments say, which I thought was funny too. This is a little side thing, but they were like, "I thought the match of Samoans versus Samoans." I was like, "Okay,
Awesome.
that was good."
That's like whenever Roman would fight Samoa Joe, and I'm like, oh, it's Samoa Joe versus a Samoan named Joe.
Yeah, you know. Anyway, all that being said, for all my people who did not care about wrestling, then you know what? We let you watch at least half of this before we got to that part. But you know what? Watch the whole thing, because why not? You like our faces, don't you? And we love having your faces and ears tuned in to see our faces and listen to our voices. So there you go.
Indeed.
But at the same time, if you didn't give a fuck about wrestling, you at least got 30 some odd minutes. All that being said, if you want to hear 30 more minutes plus, I'm trying to segue this shit and fucking up. If you would like to go ahead and find us on our respective socials outside of the said podcast, and you can go ahead and look for yours truly. Anywhere you stream your music, I am a rapper. I get my rap on. Anywhere you stream your music, look me up under the name Superjaz, which is spelled Superjaz. You can go ahead and look for the debut solo album, My Secret Identity. I dropped a few years ago. You may have to put in Superjaz, My Secret Identity, since I'm not so famous yet. Also, you can go ahead and look me up on Twitter under the handle Superjaz2. That's Superjaz number 2. And of course, you can go ahead and find me on Instagram under the name Forever Superjaz. The word forever is spelled correctly. And go ahead and check out my Facebook for an event for the production company that I started a while ago called Aquarian Rising Productions. If you happen to be in the St. Louis area, I am going to be producing for the first time, as well as in a play called A Colored Funeral, which is opening June 16th and running that weekend and the weekend after of the 23rd. Friday, Saturdays at 8, Sundays at 2, tickets $15 at the door. It's going to be 517 Theater Lane. Like I said, just look up Aquarian Rising Productions on Facebook. Where can I find you, man?
Well, y'all know y'all can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube on the channel Feogrande. That is Feo Grande. I have a show on that channel with my good friend and friend of the show, Bill Smith, called This Guy Hasn't Seen, where we trade movies back and forth. And sometimes we even trade things like wrestling matches or whatever. I'm not sure if that's this week or next week, but that should be fun as well. Where we talk about the Shawn Michaels versus where we actually traded 2 matches. It's Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon on his side, and then I showed him Young Bucks Lucha Bros cage match.
I was hoping that, I actually was looking through some stuff and I was like, I need to rewatch that match. That's a great match.
So yeah, if that's not the one this week, then it's Jaws or something. But next week will be that. Anyway, I also have a Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. And while I don't have my own production studio, I am up to something. That's still
pretty nice too. Pretty dope.
I know I stole that phrase from Pat McAfee, and no, it's not in reference to wrestling like his was. I'm just up to something. But yeah, that's that.
Well, whether it be about X-Men, whether it be about XFL, whether it be about the X championship that LeBron or whoever wins this may have down the line in the future when they look back, whether it be about the woman who will be your ex, because if she likes the Patriots, that's apparently going to be the case.
We're not dating to begin with.
Or whether it be about Tom Brady or Brom Tatey.
Oh, my God.
What are we going to talk about next time?
Whatever we want.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Adiosness. Cars law, nigga.